Hello students, today we'll continue with the same chapter operators and expressions in C++. In today's topic, I shall discuss about logical operators and relational operators. Okay. So yesterday we discussed about operators, definition of operators. Uh, so just recap of what I've taught. So operators are mathematical symbols used in C++ programming language that perform some operation on the operands or variables and the values associated with it. So you use some certain mathematical symbols with the variables and then it forms an expression. So the example is like within the parenthesis a plus b. So yesterday we saw uh, different types of operators. The first one we saw was the arithmetic operator. So today we shall see relational operators and logical operators. So what is relational operator? So relational operators are used to compare the values assigned to the operands or the variables. So the value that is assigned to the variables, in the previous we saw that we can do addition between the two variables, we can do subtraction, or we can find the modulus, we can divide the values that is assigned to the two variables. Now we can also do comparison. So comparison in the sense, when we do comparison between two variables, it forms what is called as a Boolean expression. Okay? And a Boolean expression, it always gives only two values, that is either true, that is 1, or false, 0. So this is a logical expression. Okay? So it evaluates to either true or false. So a test condition is done between the two values that is assigned to the variables. So a test condition will be done between the two values assigned to the variables, and it will evaluate to either true or false. So there are six symbols that are used in relational operators. So the first one is equal to, equal to. Okay. So here equal to, that is denoted by the two equal to symbols. So this so here, if suppose the value of variable x is assigned the value 1 and value of variable y is assigned the value 0. So now two variables are to be compared, x and y. So in x you store the value 1 and in y you store the value 0. So in the example part, this is how you evaluate a relational operator expression. So within the parenthesis, within the curve bracket, x equals to y, that is called as an expression, a Boolean expression. So here you are comparing the value of x with value of y. Here x equal to y, it means that whether the value of x is and the value of y, are they same or not, are they equal or not. Okay, if I say x equals to y, that means in that case we are using assignment operator. One single equal to is an assignment operator. So x equals to y, it means that the value of y is transferred or stored in x. But if we write here x equal to y, that means you're comparing the value of x and the value of y, are they same or not. Alright, so here always in a relational operator we use this keyword called as if, and in logical operators we also use this keyword called as if. This is used in a test condition. This if keyword we'll see in the later chapter, okay, called as control statements. So this if is used for decision constructs when we have to test whether the expression turns to true or false. So here in the case of x you have value 1, and in the case of y you have value 0. So 1 equals to 0, is it true? No. So the output is 0, so that means false. 0 means false. So if suppose x is 1 and y is 1, that means if x equals to y, so 1 equals to 1, then yes. So in that case, the output will be 1. Okay. Now generally we don't write the output 0 or 1. Generally the test condition would be like if x equal to y, then a cout statement or a formula will be executed. Most in this case, a cout statement will be executed, that is like x and y values are equal, like that. Similarly, a greater than symbol is used, less than symbol is used. So in the case of greater than symbol, you can see that x value is 0 and y value is 1. So 0 is greater than 1, which is false. So you're getting the output 0. And then uh, greater than equal to. So here, greater than equal to means the value can be greater than y value, or it can also be equal to the value of y. So here x is 1 and y is 1. So 1 is greater than 1? No. 1 is equal to 1? Yes. So the output is 1. Alright. Now less than equal to, x value is given as 1 and y value is given as 2. So here if x, that is 1, is less than 2, yes. 1 is equal to 2, no. But still then one of the test condition is true, less than, right? So you here you are getting the value. Here the output should be 1. Okay, so here you there the test condition is true. So if suppose here x is 1 and y is 1, okay, so 1 is less than 1, no. 1 is equal to 1, yes. In that case also the output will be true, which is 1. Now the last one is, okay, not equal to, that is denoted by the exclamation mark and equal to symbol. So here x is given the value 2 and y is given the value 3. So if 2 is not equals to 3, okay, so this is used to compare that, okay, both the values should not be equal. So since 2 is not equal to 3, so you get the value 1. Now if suppose x is 2 and y is 2, then if 2 is not equal to 2 but 2 is equal to 2, in that case you get the output 0, right? In that case the x and y value is, since it is same, then you get the value 0, that is false, right? Next you have is the logical operator. So in logical operator, in relational operator, you are comparing only one expression, that is x and y. So you're comparing only two variables, and two values you're comparing. So it forms only one expression. Now in logical operator, you compare more than one relational expression. Okay, when you have to compare more than two variables value, then you use a logical operator. Okay, or the case may be when you compare two relational expression, in that case you use the logical operator. So with the help of the logical operator, two or more relational operators can be compared. Then here in this example you are comparing only two relational operators, but you can compare more than two relational operators using the logical operator. So three symbols are used, that is the symbols is that ampersand, okay. For the or you use the parallel lines, and then for the not you use one unary operator, that is the exclamation mark. So unary stands for only one symbol here. So the either you can use that logical symbol, or you can use the alphabet and or not. In in both case also in C++ program it is accepted. So what is logical AND operator? So the logical AND operator evaluates to true if both the relational expression compared by the AND operators are true. So you can see in this example, the ampersand is written between both the relational operators. So you can see that the parentheses, there are three parentheses. One parenthesis is the outer parenthesis, which is for the if keyword, and so this if keyword tests this condition. So the if keyword tests this condition that it evaluates to true or false. So here you are first comparing the roll number equals to 1. That is one relational operator expression. Okay, so roll number equals to 1. So this roll number is a variable, and 1 is a value that is a constant value that is compared with the value that is stored in the roll number variable. So if the user enters the from the keyboard the value 1, it gets stored in roll number variable 1. So now 1 equals to 1, in that case it is true. Next, again, if it is true, then again the ampersand tests the right side expression, relational expression. That is, marks is greater than equals to 80. So marks is the variable. So if the user enters the value 80, so which is equals to 80, not greater than 80, but equals to 80, which is also true. So if both this relational expression turns out to be true, then the cout statement, distinction in computer science, will be printed out on the monitor screen. However, if suppose roll number you have entered 1, but marks, let's say you have entered 70. 70 is greater than equal to 80, which is false. In that case, the cout statement, distinction in computer science, will not be displayed on the monitor screen. Because in logical AND operator, both the relational expressions has to be true. That is like you balancing a weighing scale. Is suppose if you are buying an apple, 1 kilo of apple, and the other side of the counterweight has to be exactly matched. The 1 kilo stone and the 1 kilo apple has to be at the same level. If not, if it does not match, then more apples are poured, right? Or some of the apples are taken out, like that. So both the sides should be leveled. So here both the sides, both the expressions should be true. So you can see here there are three parentheses. So the parenthesis is used for comparing the expressions. As you can see, for the roll number there is that inner parenthesis, and for the marks greater than equals to 80 there's also an inner parenthesis, so opening and closing a curve bracket. So similarly for the if also, there is the outer parenthesis, that is for the if test condition. All right. So logical OR operators. Now in logical OR operators, it evaluates the truth if both the relational expression or any one of the relational expression that is compared by the OR operators turns out to be true. So you can see in the example, if the marks that is entered by the user is equals to 80, and the grade is the variable. So if the user enters suppose A from the keyboard, so you can see that grade is here mark is an integer variable because you are comparing it with the value 80, and in the case of the grade variable, grade is a character variable because you are comparing with the value A, alphabet A. So grade is not an integer variable, but grade is a character variable. So if suppose you entered marks as 80 and grade A from the keyboard, in that case the cout statement will produce distinction in computer science. Okay. However, in our case, if suppose you entered marks is greater than equals to 80, which is true, and grade suppose instead of A you entered B, in that case also, the cout statement will produce the result distinction in computer science, because in the case of OR operator, any one of the relational expression can be true, either the left side or the right side or both. Okay. Now in logical OR operator, it evaluates to false if the test condition of the variable is true. So if the test condition is true or if the test condition is false, the exact opposite, the logical or not operator will evaluate and then will display. So it reverses the meaning of the Boolean expression, that is true or false to false to true, like that. So here an example is if within the bracket not, and then you can see the inner bracket which the not operator compares, right? So the not operators within the inner bracket grade equals to a, that is compared by the not operator. So that's why we have the inner bracket parenthesis grade equals to a. So here if suppose we write here if grade equals to a, now if grade equals to a, so here we're using a relational operator equals to a. So if the user enters a equals to a, which is true. But here what will happen is that since you're using that exclamation mark, the not operator, in that case, uh, it will display the exact opposite in the cout statement. That is, did not score distinction, like that. So here, if grade, but if suppose grade equals to a, in that case, it will not display the cout statement. So here, the using the not operator, what is true, it makes it turns out to be false. Okay, so this is how you use a relational and logical operators. Okay, these operators you will see in the later programs. These are frequently used, the relational operators, the logical operators, the arithmetic operators. You will see that later on in the programs you will use them frequently. Okay, so the remaining operators we shall see in the next video. Okay, so that will be all for today. Just go through this and try to understand the examples. Okay.